All right, so to get started off on the right foot here, I wanted to give you a tour of Canvas and show you how things are set up in Counseling 53 so you have a real clear understanding of the way that things are done. And if at any point during the course of the class you get stuck or have any problems, just let me know. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to answer any questions. All right, so I'm actually going to go into Canvas into student view. So this is what it would look like when you first log in. So you log into Canvas, you select Counseling 53, and this is where you will land every single time is onto the home page. So what happens here is I will take down this intro video and the getting started paragraph, and I will change it every week so that you have a to-do list and you know what things need to be completed and by what day they need to be completed. So I try to keep that very clear to you. I do want to point out that I am happy to speak to you by phone, or we can set up a Zoom appointment if you need to talk with me or have any questions. I'm happy to do that. So over here on the right-hand side, there's the view course stream, and this is very helpful. This is where you can see any recent activities for Counseling 53. So if I have posted an announcement, I've updated a grade or inputted a grade, that would be there. So those types of things. So you might want to check that once a week or something like that, maybe daily, depends on your preference. The course calendar over here on the right as well can be very helpful. So what you'll see here, over here on the right hand side, you see Counseling 53 is green. If you were taking more than one class, then maybe that class would be purple. So maybe you'd see, Anthro 1 there in purple, and then that's how you could distinguish between the two classes what that assignment is for. So all the green assignments here are due on the 21st for Counseling 53. So you can take a look at that and see if using that calendar is useful for you. There's also the to-do list here. So after you do something, you can always exit out so that it's not reflected there anymore. That might be helpful for you. Over here on the left-hand side, so we're again on that home page, and then what will actually be between home and modules is announcements, but because I have not made any announcements yet, there's nothing there. But once I do, then you can see the announcements in there. Modules is where the bulk of our work is. You can look at your grades, and then you can go to the assignments as well to see all assignments listed. So I am actually going to leave student view so that we can go into the modules, because on the student view they're not open yet, and so you can't see them. So if we start with support for online learning, one thing I want to point out on here is the question and answer forum. So if any point during the class you have a question that you'd like to ask, this goes to both myself as well as to all classmates. And so just know that if it's something confidential, you would want to send me a message through the inbox. Let me scoot this over a little bit. So here's your inbox here. So if you click on that, you can then send me a message, and that would just go to me. But the question and answer forum, I could answer the question or a classmate could answer the question. You could also tell us something that you want us to know. Maybe you're participating in an event and you'd like to share that information or something like that. In the next part, the getting started box, and I like to do this. I like to collapse these after I'm done with something so that it's not filling up Canvas so much. In the getting started, we have the class format, so you should really read through that so you have a clear understanding of how the class is set up and how the assignments are laid out and things like that. The Mac/Apple users, if you are on a Mac and you use Pages, Canvas does not support Pages. So I go to open your document and I can't open it. So please, please, please do not submit things through Pages. You either need to save it as a PDF or do it in Google Docs and then upload it. I will give you a 0 if you've uploaded through Pages, then you can resubmit. But it's a pain on your side, it's a pain on my side. So when you're using Canvas, just don't use Pages. So I'm going to collapse that one. Oh, the syllabus is in here as well. So you can go into the syllabus. I also have some links to some Canvas guides in here. So if you're unsure how to do something around an assignment, come into this box and you can see the guide. So like, how do I know that my instructor has graded my assignment? And it gives you a great visual for how you can see that. Okay. All right, moving along here. So here's week 1. You can see where we're at and what's going on. So pretty much every week is set up the same. So we have the introduction. This week we have a weekly lecture on the college experience, and then we have a weekly lecture on goal setting. For the most part, these are things that you are reading through, okay? So there's information here, and you would click down here next to move forward. And there are different links in here, so you can open that up. And then you could go backwards to previous or go next again, whichever way you would like to go. The weeks are locked until the date it's set to open. So except for the first week, I open every week on Sundays at 8:30 in the morning, and you have until the following Sunday to get your assignments completed. And so here you can see if your assignments for week 1 are not completed, you will be dropped. So there's 2 class discussions, one just introducing yourself, and the second is about attending college. And so what I do typically under class discussions is you choose one of the following questions below to answer. You do not have to answer all 4 questions. So choose one of those and provide a thoughtful answer. Your initial post is due by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. And then you are going to reply to 2 peers by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So one of the reasons why I do that is if you don't put your post in until Sunday night at 10 p.m., nobody is going to reply to that. So that's like showing up to a physical class when everybody has left and you're talking and nobody is going to respond to you. So that is why I have you do that initial post by Wednesday and then your replies to peers by Sunday. That way you're going to get some interaction with your peers, okay? That's where growth is going to happen. And so be sure that you are aware of that. I will mark you down if you don't get your post in by Wednesday, okay? Oh, no, okay, never mind. So let's go back. So that is the class discussions. And then we have reflection questions. I'll show you that on a different one. This week you have other assignments. You have student information profile as well as writing your SMART goals. Okay, so that's week 1. I want to show you how the other weeks are set up here. So you can see weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are several 2 to 3 modules. So what I try to do is do it by topic. So like for week 4, there's listening and note taking as one, and then study skills and test taking. What I've done is this includes the weekly lecture, and then on the second week 4, that's where you will see all the assignments. And so instead of making this one really, really long module, I've just broken it up into 2 or 3 to separate things out for you. For this reflection questions, it's only one question that you need to answer for, or one choice, I should say. For some of them, I give you an option. So let's look at week 2. So for week 2, for reflection questions, you can either answer the question on learning styles or you can answer the questions on time management. Again, you do not have to do both, okay? So you choose the one that you would like to answer and turn that in, all right? I like to give choices. Everybody's different. Everybody kind of wants to do their own thing. And so instead of everybody following the same course, I like you to try to be a little bit in control of what's happening. So that's pretty much how each class is set up. You can see again, we have the weekly lecture Sometimes there's videos in there. A lot of times it's just information that you will read through. And yeah, so that's pretty much the way the weeks are set up. The final is a two-part final. So that will open up on Wednesday, I think at 6 in the morning, and you have until Sunday to get that in. And it's basically a quiz and then an essay that you write as well. And I give more information as we get closer to that. All right, so again, if you have questions or concerns or something isn't clear, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.